Greetings and welcome to Film Drifter. For my very first video review, I will be featuring, not surprisingly, my favorite movie of all time, Search and Destroy. Of course, this choice rarely coincides with the technically best film someone ever seen, which can be said about my choice as well. Search and Destroy is a film with whose story and theme I deeply connect with, but it is also a film containing several more universal qualities, which I think should be seen and appreciated by a wider audience. So what in the world is the oddly titled Search and Destroy? You might be asking yourself. Well, let's start. Search and Destroy is an anti-fight drama film based on a stage play by Howard Korder, who is much more known today for his work on Boardwalk Empire. It was directed by a first-time director David Salle, a prominent New York-based painter. The film features a very strong cast of Griffin Dunne, Christopher Walken, John Turturro, Hopper, Illeana Douglas, and few other notable appearances. Martin Scorsese serves as one of the executive producers and also provides a hilarious cameo. The main protagonist of the story is Martin Mannheim, a middle-aged failing businessman who stumbles upon a self-help novel by one Dr. Luther Waxling and becomes determined to produce a film based on it, all as a part of obsession to leave a mark on the world, to create something of importance and lasting. The film follows his desperate quest, which happens to echo the journey of the fictional hero from the self-help novel in question. I stumbled upon this movie on a local TV station some 15 years ago, and remained captivated by it ever since. I frantically searched for it in the early 2000s, initially finding a bootleg copy, only later to purchase it on DVD, once various releases started to crop up online. It was a somewhat difficult film to find back then. I was instantly impressed with the original story, curious direction and brilliant performance of Griffin Dunne as Martin Mannheim, a small-time businessman bent on changing the world. This is also the role he played on Broadway, and it shows. It's in his blood, he dominates the character. The movie opens with Dr. Luther Waxling, the author of the infamous self-help novel, describing the 4 rules of success. From the way this scene is shot and edited to the content of Waxling's delivery, one is instantly drawn into the film. It's definitely a movie with an effective opening.
People come to me, write me letters. Dr. Waxling, I am confused. I have this aching emptiness, despair. My life is like a broken mirror. Help me, rescue me. But I'll tell you the simple truth. You can only rescue yourself. You can only rescue yourself. I can't do it for you. Rules? Huh. Thou shalt not do this or that. I'm not talking about that kind of infractions. Okay, you're being chased by furies. You're crossing the street. You don't stop to look to see if the light is red or green. You just go. You cross the street. But at a certain point, you're going to come to understand certain hard rules kick in. And here's what I've distilled from years of screw-up behavior and also triumph. 4 rules, which I call 4 rules of success. Now, you drill these into your brain. Rule number 1, strength needs no excuse. Strength, huh? Strength needs no excuse. Number 2, the past is pointless. The past is pointless. And number 3, just because it happened to you doesn't make it interesting. And number 4, the things you apologize for are the things you want. Okay? The things you apologize for are the things you want. Now, these are rules that you can stand by any time of day, any year, whoever you happen to be or think you are. These will serve you come hell or high water. These are the 4 rules of success.
What follows is a hilarious scene in an IRS office, establishing the main character, as well as the dark humor that remains prevalent throughout the rest of the film. Griffin Dunne coined an insightful expression to describe the movie, screwball tragedy, which was later used in promotional material. The film continues following Martin Mannheim in his mission to buy the rights on Waxling's book and shot a movie based on it, despite having no money or experience in producing films, leading him to embarrassing, surprising and eventually tragic events once he teams up with Kim Yulander, a mysterious businessman played by Christopher Walken. Search and Destroy boasts with strong performances, and I would personally single out Griffin Dunne as Martin Murheim and Dennis Hopper as Dr. Luther Waxley as outstanding. John Turturro and Christopher Walken are great and inspired in their own right, but I think that Dunne and Hopper managed to overshadow everyone else. Besides these great performances and truly unique and poignant story, the movie is shot quite interestingly, with intriguing color palettes, strangely choreographed and edited scenes, and peculiar shifts in tone. David Salle's non-film school background really helps the movie feel different and original, but he also manages to keep the film enough accessible for it to remain engaging and entertaining. David Salle described his approach to filming of Search and Destroy as Godard in the way things are staged and Douglas Sirk in the way things are shot, and I doubt one could come up with a better description regarding the film's visual style. Another movie's strong point is the wonderful score by Elmer Bernstein, who scored numerous Hollywood classics, and who got involved with the production of Search and Destroy on Martin Scorsese's bidding. What remains the film's strongest asset is the script and how it's brought into life. The story is original, but the themes it deals with are universal and still quite current. Search and Destroy, as described by David Salle, is a wonderful commentary on a prevailing illusion of most people in the West that they are placed in this world to do something special, that they have some special gift. And since most people don't, this can lead to both tragic and sometimes wonderfully eccentric behaviors. The movie succeeds to treat this phenomenon on a very intelligent and compelling way. If I have to find any negative aspect of the film, I would have to mention an occasional awkward cut or scene transition, probably resulting from a limited amount of available footage in the editing room. More on these production problems you can read about in the exclusive interview with David Salle, which you can find in the link below. Overall, this is a truly special and singular feature film, from the choice of its theme to the way it's shot. While I cannot guarantee that it will have the same effect on you as it had on me, I'm confident it has enough positive qualities to be a movie worth seeked out. But if you are into different and clever films that manage to remain enough conventional not to distract from the story and the subtext, Search and Destroy is a mandatory addition to your collection. It appears that Search and Destroy was a box office flop. It was very poorly distributed and advertised with these awful gangster movie style posters. The movie did go around festivals and even received a couple of prizes, but soon afterwards it disappeared into obscurity. During the last 10 years or so, it started to crop up in the form of various DVD releases, in US, Europe and Australia as well. They all appear to be bare-bone releases, but in the absence of special editions, they are the next best thing. I own these two European releases, a Dutch one and the German. Watch out with the German releases, the one I have and the other one I saw being offered online feature German-only audio. So for the European territory and original audio, the Dutch and somewhat rarer French release seem to be the only option at the moment. For DVD releases, check out places like Amazon and eBay. It still should be a movie relatively easy and affordable to acquire there. Once more, allow me to remind you that this review is accompanied by an exclusive interview with the director on production of this movie, that you can check out in the link below. Thank you for watching Film Drifter's first video review. For the next video I'm planning to feature all the Body Snatcher incarnations, starting with the novel and then chronologically covering all 4 adaptations. Really excited about that one, should be fun. Stay tuned and drift well.
People waste time.
Pardon?
They waste time. They start arguments, make excuses. Factors arise, moments pass. You sit in the car and wonder where you're going. Why you have to get there. You smoke?
No.
Me too. Evenings like this, huh? Get in the Mediterranean.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
I'm Martin Murheim.
Kim.
You're not a friend of Rob's?
No.
I didn't think so.
You in business, Martin?
Well, yes.
I say this. Bless the businessmen. They are the agents of our hope.
And yourself, are you in business?
On occasion. Freelance capacity, and I do market analysis, mostly based in New York. I've read that, you know?
Daniel Strong? You're kidding.
No. It had a powerful effect on me.
Really?
That scene on the mountaintop.
Where he's all alone, and he's lost and starving?
The sun begins to rise.
The city is stretched out below.
He remembers the day he killed his father. He hears a voice.
His own voice. It's his own voice inside his head. And it says,
There was nothing to be forgiven. Anything was possible.
"It was possible."
It's the best book. When you're 19.
I'm gonna make a movie of it.
I overheard. It's a superb idea.
You're not in the film.
No, I'm sorry. Don't apologize.
Don't have to do that.
Right.
I'm really sorry about this. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Speaking of me?
Yeah.
What? He's a drug dealer.